Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon. In the previous examples of Redis, we have seen Redis as a database, Redis as a cache. So in continuation with that, today we'll see how to use Redis as a messaging queue, as a publisher and the consumer, how we can publish a message and how we can consume a simple message. So this is going to be a very basic example as I said earlier. So we will publish the message and you will read that message. So I'm using the same current project step up which I used in the last my videos. You can please check it out in the YouTube and as well as check out my GitHub as well, which I published as well already. So I just created a same kind of a project structure, and this is, you can see that these are the starter examples. We can view that dependencies like Spring Data Redis and Spring Data Web, and this is Redis because I'm using a Redis as a client over there, and this is a cache and other things which I used in the earlier example, so we don't need to have it really if you're not using it as a cache. Okay, so I just created a added a few more configuration as a part of the Redis configuration. So in previous example I used Redis as a Redis standalone application as a Redis connection factory for and a Redis template for transactions and everything. So it's just more or less it's the same. So if you see, now I added a one message listener adapter, which is nothing but you will be able to read a message. So now I created a one class as a read message. I'll tell you why, because it acts as a consumer part. So now I created a one topic, that is nothing but whenever a publisher wants to publish something, so where it has to publish to a particular topic. I've given it as a name as a tag interface. So now what we have to do, we have to create a Redis message listener container where you are going to include the Redis connection factory as well as the Redis connection adapter as well, because you have to read and everything. So this is, we are going to create it as a bin so that we are going to use it auto-wide everywhere wherever we required. Okay, so if you see, I just created a message listener and that has a connection factory, that is nothing but a Redis connection factory which I used earlier, and now we have a message listener adapter which will in turn take as a Redis adapter, listener adapter and the channel topic. So this is we created as per our convenience, and we are just injecting into this message listener. So what I did is, for the convenient purpose, I just created a one publisher and subscriber controller where I auto-wired Redis template and auto-wired a channel topic. So if you look at auto-wired Redis template and Redis topic, if you see, I'll just show you the other ways. Let me see, show you the configuration. See, fully I just added here bin as a topic. So topic is by default it will take as a tech interface. I just hard coded here. You can just create it as a part of the constants and use it. Okay, so in the controller what I'll do is, like, I just have a one publish endpoint, save endpoints. Okay, so I just created it as save because I have copied from my previous application, so it just still stay as a save product. Okay, so what I did is, as a body it's passing a message over there. So what it does, it converts and send that particular message to a particular topic. What is that topic? The topic which you have mentioned is here is like the channel tech interface. So this is for a publishing part. So what I am doing it is, after the publishing it, I am sending it a publish message to queue topic successfully. So it's a very simple. You have created a Redis template, you have created a channel topic, and you created a listen. So now what you do, you just using a Redis template, you are converting and sending that particular message to a particular topic. Now as a publisher you already published, but somebody has to read it, right? So how we will read that message? For that what I did is, like, I created a one listener, message listener, that is a read message as my class, where I'm doing is, like, I'm just trying to read that message. Like, this is by default overridden method from the when you implement a message listener. So on message will come, so where you will get a message. So very simple. So now how my Redis publisher know that to read this message or get this message from this particular read this message? So from which topic it has to read? So what I'll do in Redis configuration, if you go my config message listener adapter, so I added as a new. So whatever the topics you publish to that particular message listener adapter with that particular topic, it will be read by this class. So that class is nothing but read message. So if you see, read message is internally implementing a message listener. So, and that is reading a message. So let us try with a simple example here. So already my application is running. So what I'll try to do is, I'll try to publish some data here like test publishing a message. Okay, so I'll just test publishing a message. I just executed it. So what it published message published to a queue topic successfully, because in my publisher I have a return type as a string, just messaging, like I'm just returning back a message like it is successfully. But how do you verify? If you see, my read message has that logger which will be reading this message and printing it. So if I go to my particular console, you see message received from the topic is test message is publishing a message. If I'll try to do some other thing, like let me see, wait, pub sub, if you see pub sub, so I'll just try to see it as execute. Let me see if you do that. So now it's a pub sub. So whatever you just add it here, it will just consume it and it will publish it. So this is a very simple example of how you publish a message, how you consume a message. It acts like a publisher and the consumer. I just created in a simple example, but when you define in a very big use cases like any transaction use cases or payment orders or a products, whatever it is there, based on your case, you can create a different application altogether as for a publisher and the consumer differently, so that you can just have that readability in terms of your project structure and everything. So this is a very basic example. So I'll come up with a more advanced in this now. So I just wanted to cover all three use cases of Redis, like one is the database, one is the cache, and one more is the publisher and subscriber. So in the coming videos, I'll enhance these examples into a more examples with a more detailed analysis on more detailed functionalities or features it has. Okay, thank you, thanks a lot. Please do subscribe and like the video. Thank you.